The search for Michael Vaughan continues. Michael went missing from his neighborhood in Fruitland in July of 2021. He was just 5 years old at the time. Law enforcement has spent the last year and a half investigating. But the Fruitland police chief says a credible tip led investigators to a home near Michael's neighborhood this weekend.
Crews are back out in Fruitland today searching for Michael Vaughan. Police believe his remains are in the backyard of a Fruitland home, and today is the sixth day crews are excavating the yard. Crews could be at the house on Redwing Street for another week. This house is just 4 minutes from the Vaughan's home.
As you know, from the time Michael went missing, this has been an all-hands-on-deck investigation, and it remains very active and an ongoing investigation. You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop. During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in the backyard at 1102 Redwing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening. Upon entry, officers encountered Stacey Wondra, one of the known occupants of the home, and Sarah was subsequently arrested based on probable cause that she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report that death to law enforcement. The following day, the Fruitland Police Department, joined by the Idaho State Police, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the Fruitland Public Works Department, began a very methodical excavation of the backyard of the Wondras' home. During that excavation process, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified human remains detection dogs on the property, all of them alerting to the presence of human remains. Ground penetrating radar was also used and deployed, detecting anomalies in the backyard. We completed the excavation of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Although the remains of Michael Vaughan were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property. As of today, the whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing. Once the excavation was complete, we conducted a thorough search of the Wondras' residence. The search was productive, and additional investigative evidence was recovered and is currently being processed.
Evidence suggests that the following individuals who are currently in custody are involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Stacey Wondra, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Redwing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. Stacey Wondra is currently being held at the Payette County Jail for failing to report a death to law enforcement. And Stacey Wondra, 30 years old, a male. Stacey was also living at 1102 Redwing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacey has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Brandon Shirtliff, 30 years old, of Kuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacey Wondra at 1102 Redwing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrian Lucian, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrian was staying with Sarah and Stacey Wondra at 1102 Redwing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe that Adrian has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. It is January 15th, 2025. I'm still getting used to 2025. Welcome in. Mods, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I threw out a couple more wrenches today, so hopefully we can have some more help. I see you, Esther. Slim's here. Pam O'Connor is here. Melissa. Shaylee. Hope I'm saying names right. Northern Light. Chaos Queen. Thank you for being here, hun. Beverly. OG Nanny. Fancy Glam. Nice to see you. Callie Dime. Hi, hun. Good to see you. Robin 407. Melissa Hart. Charlotte's Webbing. So many people here. New names are here. That's always great to see. Glad you guys are all starting up your own conversations and chat. I love it. So, Amy is here. Good to see you. Evil Alaska. Great to see everybody. Great to see everyone. So, I just want to give a little bit of a trigger warning. It's already pinned to the top. This live is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy for me. It's not going to be easy for BRANDI if she shows up or if she's already here. Not for anyone that is close to BRANDI or anybody that is close to Michael's case or has been watching this case for a long time. So please take care of yourself. And if you feel like this is too hard to listen to and you want to come back on the replay and watch it in little pieces, or maybe just decide not to even come back and watch it at all, I would suggest that if you can handle it, to do so, please. Mods, I love each and every single one of you. If you decide you cannot be here, if this is too hard for you, I'm not going to get upset if you can't be here. So please don't worry about that. If anybody here cannot handle being here and listening to this live and to this footage that we're about to show, Stacey Wondra talking with Chris McDonough and walking through the house and around the house on Redwing, which was Stacey and Sarah's home, where they lived with Brandon Shirtliff and Adrian Lucian. You know, if Adrian or Brandon are listening, I suggest you listen to this really close, because you're both tossed under the bus. And what Stacey has to say about you isn't great. It really isn't. After last night's footage, I've decided not to call this an interrogation. It's a confession. A confession that Stacey Wondra gave law enforcement when he called. Let me find the video that I have. Hold on one second. I have a recording. I actually forgot to find it and throw it up here, so. This is a recording that Hot Mess took when Stacey Wondra was living with her. And in this conversation, Stacey tells Hot Mess that he called law enforcement.
Somebody, hypothetically, or from from a long time ago, that might have been buried, something. I mean, it doesn't even have to be buried. You know what I mean? Like, it could be just somebody sight at that house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just, cadaver dogs are 100% accurate. Somehow, some way, because Sarah and I had a heart to help people, we're somehow caught up in the middle of nothing. And here's the thing, though, the way I'm seeing it, if they're going to fucking charge me, let them charge me. Because I guarantee you, when I take it to fucking trial, and I fucking win, I'm going to walk out of the courtroom, and I'm going to smile at them.
Well,
Fucking walk out, dude.
they got a phone call from Brandon at the house
Here it comes, everybody.
saying that you guys were involved. Brandon is the one that made the phone call.
I would have heard something like this. That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
The law enforcement came and talked to me because I asked them to.
Did you hear that? Law enforcement came and talked to me because I asked them to. Let's hear this again.
The law enforcement came and talked to me because I asked them to. The law enforcement came and talked to me because I asked them to.
Okay, so let's not get this sideways, okay? Stacey Wondra called and told law enforcement to come speak to him. He gave in that tip. What interrogation? I don't even believe there was an interrogation. He simply called in a tip. They came, they spoke to him, and then this footage follows. And he's telling them what he knows. And of course, Stacey's a liar. We all know Stacey lies. And we know we're going to find contradictions in this too. But that does not mean that what he said wasn't true. We have cadaver dogs hitting at the Wondra's house. We have cadaver dogs hitting at Tina Mariel's house, which is Brandon's mother's house. Law enforcement said that Michael Vaughan was buried in the backyard of the Wondra's house and later moved. Those are the facts. Evidence was even sent in January and February of 2023 for DNA testing. We haven't heard whether or not that DNA testing has came back, but it was sent in to look for Michael's DNA. So contradictions may be here. That's fine. Stacey lies. We get it. But there is truth to everything that he is saying. And the fact remains that there are 4 suspects in Michael Vaughan's abduction. Michael was abducted on July 27th of 2021 at approximately 6:40 to 7:10 p.m. Brandon's own statement puts them leaving the neighborhood to go to Kuna at 7 o'clock when Sarah, Brandon, and Sarah all seen in the truck going to Kuna on CCTV camera at 7:08 p.m. according to BRANDI NEAL Vaughan, Michael's mother. The timeline is coming together. Things are coming together. These suspects cannot keep hiding. They can't keep it to themselves for very much longer. Because Stacey's back in jail as of December 23rd, 2024. And we know he likes to talk while he's in jail. I just wanted to point out that I just don't believe that this is an interrogation. This is more like a confession. The suspects in this case abducted Michael. They have knowledge of his abduction. Those are the facts. And the facts don't change. Evidence doesn't change. Hello, Lana. Good to see you. Red-Eyed Flo. Zombie Game. Good to see everybody. Melissa Hart is here. Just going through some comments right now. Oh my goodness. I'm throwing this together, and the news put out, let me share this with you real quick. Right here, warning. This is by KTVB Channel 7. Warning, leaked video of Stacey Wondra claiming he saw Michael Vaughan's body being buried. It's already hitting the news, the information that's been getting put out. Yep, and this is the latest news broadcast. Let's see what Lana has to say. At the end of the news report, they said one of the suspects contacted police after the footage was leaked. Whoa. Bingo. That's the kind of stuff we need. That right there is what we need. That is amazing news. Hair curlers in crime, good to see you. Love your name. I'll always tell you I love your name. Domestic pinup. Says Brandon needs to talk so he will get the plea deal first. Stacey will be in and out of jail because he can't help himself and stay out of trouble. Well, and Brandon's got another warrant for his arrest right now, so there's that. We're Michael's army, and we're never going to stop, no matter what. We're just never going to stop. We're not going away until Michael is found. So if you have a tip, please call Fruitland Police Department at 208-642-6006. And if you want, you can also email at findmichael. Okay. Email at findmichael@fruitland.org. I don't know why that was such a tongue twister for me today. I'm not going to lie. I got pretty emotional today. I watched this video a couple times. I shed some tears. I'm not going to tell you that I'm not going to shed some tears while watching this, while going through it. But I did shed some tears. Michael deserves justice, and his family deserves peace. So any tip you have whatsoever, please call it in. No tip is too small. There's a $52,000 reward. The tip line phone number is 208-642-6006. You can also email findmichael@fruitland.org. Okay, so I noticed a couple of things from part one. I'll just go over this one real quick. Stacey Wondra talks about paperwork. He just mentions it here.
You got paperwork to serve me too? Do I? Yeah, no.
Do you got paperwork to serve me too? The officer says no. So what paperwork is this? Is this the paperwork to sign a deal? Or does he think that now that he's given this tip about Michael being in the backyard that he's in a shit ton of trouble, and he thinks he's being served with something? I don't know. It was just one of the things that I caught when I rewatched it this morning that I didn't catch yesterday. And I also noticed this. These officers are talking about a phone call that Stacey had with his mother, telling his mom that he lied to law enforcement about this so-called tip, which we have also heard him claim before that it was a false tip. But when we watch this part 2, you'll see more of him speaking about that. So I just want to show you guys this.
Jay said that you lied to him?
Jay said that he lied to him. Jay, I'm thinking JD Huff here. Not for sure, but Jay said he lied to him?
I guess that was but the other was a phone call that they heard last night. He told his mom that
Last night he told his mom that
he lied to these guys.
he lied to these guys.
Jay said that he lied to him? I guess that was but the other was a phone call that they heard last night. He told his mom that he lied to these guys.
So he's telling his mom that he lied to law enforcement about this tip, which is interesting because, you know, in part 2, it's the opposite. And then this was something else that I missed last night. It looks like Stacey got busted with some meth. You don't understand everything that they're talking about, but you do hear them talking about it. So listen closely to this.
Everybody was acting real stupid overnight, but we didn't find anything that we didn't shake down.
So right here, they're going to mention 5:30, and that's when you want to pay attention.
5:30, pretty good size bag of mouth. Pretty good amount. Probably a gram or 2.
Yeah, I heard just like a gram and a half or something.
Yeah.
And then here in a second, you'll hear them talk about Stacey sharing it with somebody, but they don't say a name.
Money for bringing it in, but then you share it with
I'll rewind in case anybody wants to hear this again, and I won't talk this time. Whoops.
after she had changed. Everybody was acting real stupid overnight, but we didn't find anything that we didn't shake down. 5:30, pretty good size bag of mouth. Pretty good amount. Probably a gram or 2.
Yeah, I heard just like a gram and a half or something.
Then the officer says, is he going to be charged with anything? And nothing's really answered there. I want to come over to chat and see what everybody's saying. J is for Justice Podcast is here. Hello. Purple Hearts is here. Sin is here. One-Eyed Blow is here. AV is here. Hello, hun. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Connie is here. Good to see you, love. California Potato. Hello. Good to see you. Hello, hello, everybody. Glad to see everybody here. So now that I have kind of gone over the last live and everything else, why don't we just hop right into this? Does anybody have any questions? I think BRANDI should call Stacey's mom if she is allowed or once pressure needs to be applied, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think she's supposed to be calling anybody. Thank you, J.S. for Justice. I appreciate that. I am ready to hop into this. I am going to be stopping, and we are going to be talking, because I did take some notes. Please, mods, trigger warning, please, in the chat. Like I said earlier, this is not going to be easy for me. It's not going to be easy for anybody listening at all. So if this bothers you, if it's too squeamish, if you can't handle it, please take care of you, your mental health, and walk away for a little while, maybe come back on replay and just, come back when you can, okay? Because I really don't want anybody, having a difficult time. I didn't sleep very well after last night's part 1, and part 2's worse. And I don't know how many of you guys have already watched it, so I'll be back and forth to chat, but I'm mainly going to be just stopping and pausing. We can talk and reminisce in between. Thank you, Blue Herring, so much. Yes, please send prayers for BRANDI and her family right now. BRANDI is sick, and Michael is missing. He's been abducted. He's gone. All right. I'm just looking at everybody. Crime Sleuth, and good to see you. I watched your live today. Then part 2 ended up with a headache and angry. Had to go outside in the cold and pray for Michael's family. Yeah, I had tissues right next to me all day long. Okay. I'm leaving this part up to you mods. Let me share my screen real quick. Isn't it crazy that the news is even covering this leaked video? And I think they played the whole thing too. It was like over an hour long. I'm really curious if Sarah has access to be able to watch any of this. I'll be watching chat from my phone and also listening so that it can stop. But if I'm going to keep pausing, I'm going to have to pay more attention to what's going on in the video. And I will try not to rewind often. If you don't hear anything or you miss something that we go over, you are more than welcome to, go to Monkey's Army YouTube channel and watch the entirety of the video without any commentary. All right, so let's start this up. Let's go. You're going to hear Stacey on the phone with somebody. The somebody on the other end is Chris McDonough. And we just love Chris McDonough here at Missing PNW Revisited. Crimes Revisited.
Hello? Hello?
Hey.
Perfect.
You're great.
All right.
Hey, Stace.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How are you? Let me go get it, okay? I'm just out in front of your house here. Let me show you.
Where's Sarah at?
She's in custody.
You guys arrested her?
I guess they did, yeah.
Where did they take her? Yet?
I guess. Hang on, I'm trying to turn my camera around. There it is. Let me get out.
So immediately you have here, right off of the bat, Chris McDonough is letting Stacey know that Sarah has been arrested, and we know, well, people that have covered this case for a long time know that she was arrested for not reporting the death of Michael Vaughan when they got to the house.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Oh. Welcome home.
Yeah, fucking great.
Look at I know. Great guy.
And immediately he's aggravated, like, yeah, effing great. Isn't he lovely?
Everybody and their mothers here, as you can see.
Yeah.
we talked the other night, I shared with you, look, we're putting in motion a lot of stuff, right, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And say hi to the crew.
Stacey.
How are you feeling?
Irritated.
The date of this video is November 12th, 2022. So this is the day after, I believe, because didn't they go in November 11th, I believe, and serve the warrant? So yeah, this is 11/12/2022.
Yeah, help us understand where you're at.
No, I'm just tired of being cooped up. I'm tired of being stuck in a little fucking cell and not getting any time out.
If you're upset about being stuck, that's your problem.
Yeah, we get it. Trust me. And so I'm going to turn the camera around, and all three of us are here. And let's go into your house first of all, okay? Just for a second. Get an idea. So Carson was out last night. We got here last night.
Carson Starkey is the next door neighbor who is also a registered RSO. So is his wife, Dorothy, and so is his brother, Robert. Their RSOs their charges started in Oregon, and it had to do with basically the sharing of pictures, footage, and stuff like that. And then they all moved to Idaho, including the brother, who's also an RSO, and they don't live far from each other. Yeah.
Okay. How'd that go?
Good. He's a
nice guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
He mentioned that he doesn't know really what's going on from his position, right?
Yeah.
Which is okay. So we're back home here.
And something else going around the rumor mill before I forget, because I just realized this. The rumor mill has it that the footage is clipped. And I just want to point out, if the footage is clipped, then why isn't the time at the top jumping around in this footage? There are no pauses or time jumps at all in the time. So I just want to make that clear. These are not clips, part 1 or part 2. You can watch the top and see that the time is not changing.
You can see what everybody's been up to. Is this your room here?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to see anything in particular while we're here?
What beds are in the house?
This one right here. This looks like some master. Looks like a comfortable bed. Is this one yours?
Yeah, it's the queen.
That's a nice bed. Then I'll go in the other room. This one over here. That looks like a little water bed. What is that?
No, that's a queen bed as well. What's in the next room over?
This one's empty.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, was there a bed in there?
There was supposed to be a California king bed in the master bedroom, in our bedroom, but I don't know what happened to it.
Okay, yeah.
Which one did Adrian stay in?
The room the room you're facing to your right.
This one here?
And no.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that his or is that yours?
Go up closer. What is that? I can't see it.
Nightstand?
It's like a nightstand or something.
The table Sarah's, I don't know what that green thing is. Is there a blue cord connected to the back of it?
Yeah,
That's probably the Wi-Fi box then.
okay. So you don't mind.
What's in the closet? Nothing?
Nothing, it looks empty, bro.
Yeah, that's all. That's Sarah's stuff.
Okay. So,
I just love Chris McDonough. It looks empty, bro. He keeps it so smooth while he talks to Stacey. He really does an amazing job of Stacey. Well, he does an amazing job. I mean, he's good at what he does.
going out here, as you can see, everybody's still in the backyard. Let me go back here to the laundry room. Anything in here?
No, what's the garage look like? Empty?
Yeah.
Well, it looks about the same. It has her car, what it looked like before, and there's like a trailer and.
Oh.
Yeah, her car's here. Where was that duct tape at?
Turn the camera to the left of her car.
Over here?
Yeah, there was a bookshelf. Yeah, that's the duct tape roll, I think. Or is that Scotch tape?
It's Scotch tape.
Yeah, no, that's not the right one. No, it wouldn't be on the table. There was a little stand.
Okay.
They're looking for duct tape. I hated this video. So disheartening.
Let me look around for it.
It was a tall bookshelf. It was a tall one.
Okay.
No, she must have gotten rid of it.
Okay.
What's on the side of her car?
This is her car.
Yeah, what's on the side of it?
It says we accept Venmo or PayPal.
Yeah, what's on the other side, like the front? What does that say?
It says love, hope, faith, taxi ride for today.
Hey Stacey, where was the tricycle at?
On top, well, turn the camera around. It was sitting on the boxes right up there.
Here's something that I found interesting. Stacey has said before in the past that this tricycle that they're talking about right now was planted by law enforcement. The tricycle was planted by law enforcement to, put away Stacey and Sarah and everyone. And here's Chris McDonough and Juanita asking him where the tricycle is, and he's having to explain to them where this tricycle is. Wouldn't law enforcement know where the tricycle was if they had planted it?
Okay.
They rearranged all the boxes, so it was literally closer to the trailer on the right side. No. That side of the trailer, but yeah, your left, my right. But it was sitting. They did a lot of rearranging in the garage.
All right.
So how long has she been in custody?
Sure.
Is that why she wasn't answering the last couple nights?
No, I think last night was,
Her last night?
yeah, they held her. But, so question.
Yeah.
On out front or out back here.
Yeah.
Trying to direct these guys, as you can see, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
They've had 3 cadaver dogs have all alerted to the backyard.
3 cadaver dogs have all alerted to the backyard. Chris McDonough is telling him that. And before that, Stacey Wondra seems awfully interested about Sarah being in jail, and that's probably because he's worried about what she's going to tell law enforcement while she's in jail. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to hop back over here into my StreamYard, and let's just look in the comments. Thank you guys so much for throwing up the trigger warnings. This is very sensitive information. It's not information that is good. You know, nobody wants to hear this kind of stuff, especially when you're close to the case or maybe even close to BRANDI, NEAL, Vaughan, or the family. It's very disturbing information. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Heck yeah, definitely worried about what she's saying. 100%, you are correct. I think he's so stupid he doesn't know the difference in a bike with training wheels or a tricycle. Well, he's not the one who said tricycle. It was Chris McDonough saying they were wondering where the tricycle was. And we've also heard Carson call them big wheels. Chuck Anderson is here. Hello. Chuck, it's been such a long time since I've seen you. Where have you been? Good to see you. My thoughts and prayers to the entire Vaughan family. Thank you, Chuck. Criminal Med, good to see you. Halo Art, good to see you. Glad to see your face here. Or see your profile. I just was cruising through this because I wanted to see what everybody had to say. Stacey's so stupid that he doesn't... Oh, we already read that. Or tricycle and a scooter. Scooter, I believe, was just rumor. They talked about scooter in the very beginning. We honestly don't know at this point if the tricycle was even related to Michael or if they just had it in the house because they were preparing to have a child at the house. I've never heard them say that it was Michael's tricycle. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hop back over and play some more. I'll come back over to check comments again shortly.
But they're trying to narrow down the scent, and so any help.
Let's just rewind just a little bit, recap. Chris McDonough just talked about cadaver dogs.
No, I think last night was.
Her last night?
Yeah, they held her. But, so question.
Yeah.
On out front or out back here.
Yeah.
Trying to direct these guys, as you can see, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
They've had 3 cadaver dogs have all alerted to the backyard, but they're trying to narrow down the scent, and so any help you have.
So to be 1000% with you, where I've directed you is the last place that I knew. That's literally the place that he was buried. Where that dumpster is, or where that bucket is right there is, I mean, that's in the area where I told you. I wasn't out there when she was burying him, correct, completely.
Okay.
I just had noticed the general vicinity, which is where that bucket, that loader is. That's
So we came out to this,
fence.
see that mark on your fence?
Yeah.
We came out to that point.
See, in here he talks about I wasn't out there when she buried him, but in part 1 he talks about how deep the shovel was inside the hole. I mean, Stacey's a liar. Stacey is a liar. He is a habitual liar. He lies about everything. But there is truth in everything that he says, believe it or not. But yesterday we heard that he was just saying she buried him, and today we're hearing Sarah buried him in the backyard.
And we went down, how far did you guys go down?
Oh, about 3 foot. Pretty good.
Yeah.
We're down about 3 foot. Pretty deep.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. How close was he to the...
And here you have Juanita talking about they're 3 feet deep. And that entire backyard was dug 3 to 4 feet down. And they didn't find Michael. But like I said earlier, evidence was turned in January, February of 2023. Things that they had found there at the house, whether that be dirt or inside the house, was turned in to find Michael's DNA on it.
It's like the box that was out there for sprinkler box. How close was he to the sprinkler box?
He was to the...
It was in the middle of the yard, about where the bucket is.
Oh yeah, it's not there anymore, huh?
No,
It's not there anymore. Chuckle, laughing. Stacey Wondra sitting here friggin' laughing. What the hell's funny? You're talking about an abducted boy being buried in your backyard and you're laughing? This is the type of emotion you choose to have at this point? Laughing? You're not shedding any tears. You don't seem like you're too upset. You're sitting there with a damn smile on your face, laughing as you're trying to explain to Juanita where Michael Vaughn's body is buried in your backyard. Psychopath. I'm so angry. I'm just so angry. Like, what the hell's funny? There's nothing funny. The Vaughan family doesn't think this is funny. We don't think it's funny. How could you laugh about this? Who are you? What are you? What type of monster does that?
I mean, he was, I think he was a little bit closer in than the sprinkler. Where was it at? Right there?
Yeah, you can see it out there tomorrow.
Yeah. No, so it would have been a little closer in. Not like right on the edge of the fence, but
okay.
I'm giving you the best I can, guys. Like lots. Sarah.
And he chuckles even more. Please add some vomit emojis to chat. What a sick mofo.
It hasn't exactly been complete, with obviously being honest with you guys, and I'm trying to give you what I can.
So right here, you're going to hear this. I'm glad I was able to catch it in time here on my notes, because it's right about 10 minutes and 30 seconds in when you hear Stacey say them digging. He says them. All of a sudden, it's no longer just Sarah, it's them. It'll be here in just a few seconds. Take a listen. See if you catch it too.
Could it have been over in the corner, Stacey? Over next to Starkey's fence?
It might be. You could check there. All I know is that the place where I saw her start the shoveling was.
Start. He's because he can't make up what he wants to say. The place where I saw her start the shoveling was. Did you guys hear that? Yeah, thank you really for the vomit. I appreciate the vomit in chat. I really do, because he's just sick and evil. Hey, Angie, nice to see you, hun. Okay. So he says them.
Where I pointed you. But tear up the whole yard. I'm giving you guys what I got. Like I said. Huh?
We don't want to do that unless we have to.
I know, and I don't want you to have to, unless you have to either, but I can only.
Over there in the corner by the fence, huh?
It may be. It could be. All I know is that from the directions that the directions where I gave you, that's where she was starting to dig. So, and Oakley always dug around that same spot, if you noticed, and I think Oakley was onto something. Like,
I just want to point out something too. This barbecuer pit being over a patch of dirt isn't anywhere near where Stacey has been telling law enforcement to look for Michael's body. And I know a lot of people have talked about the fire pits, or the barbecuers, and the dirt that was there. He actually has them going out and looking next to the trees to the right, in between the fence and the house. So he starts talking about Oakley here and digging up, and that's where they said that he liked to dig, and that's why they put the barbecuer there. According to people that have talked about this case, that have talked about that dirge pat and the barbecuer. So now I'm really starting to ask myself, what's true in all of that when you have him pointing out other places in the yard?
I don't know. Oakley's a pretty smart dog, being a hound, but she always dug in that vicinity of that area, and she really never went around to, a lot of other places in the yard to dig, if you noticed. Like, she was usually stuck to like one area, which is pretty usual for,
I gotta pause right now. Let me find you. J for Justice, I see you. Where'd you go? Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate all the time and work you put into Michael's case. You do such a great job and keep it respectful. Thank you so very much. I am not familiar with your YouTube channel. I'll have to go check you out sometime. But it's good to have you here, and I really appreciate that super chat. We like to play music when we get our super chats. Hold on one second. Let me find my music, because we got a super chat. I honestly really do appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for being here. So while I'm over here, I might as well say hi. Hot Mess just came in. Good to see you. Love having everybody here. All right, let's get back over to Stacey Wondra.
A hound dog,
Right now he's talking about his dog liking to dig in the yard.
So, that's the best I got for you. I wish I could tell you, yeah, it's for sure over to the left. What I've gotten for sure is from where I told you guys. Trust me, I want him home. I want you guys, I want him to be found.
Yeah, because I've already told Brandy, and that we were over here and what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So her whole family is just tore up right now. All the kids crying, they're crying.
Yeah.
And I think the sooner we can get this done, the better it's going to be for them.
Yeah. So you said that
So law enforcement had to tell BRANDI and the Vaughan family what they were doing over there in that yard. They asked BRANDI and the family to stay at home, not to come over. Everybody at the house is crying. And for almost 2 weeks, the Vaughan family had to listen to equipment, bulldozers, dump trucks pulling into the neighborhood, the dump trucks pulling out of the neighborhood when their back of their trucks got filled with dirt that had to be taken somewhere and sifted through to try to find anything that they could of Michael, because Stacey gave in a tip that Michael was in that backyard. All the work that Fruitland Police Department put into finding Michael, and all they wanted was the answers for this family so that they could have some peace. And he says he knows where he's at, and he leads them to one area, and then all of a sudden, well, I'm not really sure because I wasn't out there, and I'm not really sure where out in the yard. I know Oakley used to dig over there. He also used to dig over there. And he shows absolutely no emotion when Juanita tells him that the family just found out and that they're all crying. Broken because they just found out that Michael could be dead. And I hate to say it. I hate to say it like that.
What are they called? The cadaver dogs?
Yes.
Oh, so you said that they were hitting on the backyard though, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, so that's what I like to hear, because I mean that just confines.
And that's what I like to hear. I am so proud of myself right now. I knew this child was missing. I knew he was murdered and buried in my backyard. I am so glad to hear that cadaver dogs hit in the backyard. Are you serious?
And the information that I'm providing you guys. I mean, I'm distraught, you know, like I want this, you know, I want this to be done and over with, you know. This family suffered way too long, and, you know.
Thank you, Tabitha, for being a member for 9 months. That's my sweet oldest daughter that everybody was giving prayers for, that was in and out of the hospital a few months ago. She is doing great. She is back home. Everything is good to go. Glad to see you here, doll. Thank you for being here. I know you have had a busy, busy day, so I appreciate you being here, honey.
Have you spoke to my mom since yesterday?
No, I've been here the entire time.
Have you? Okay. Well, last night I was just going through a lot of mental stuff, and I told my mom that what I told you guys was a fable, but it wasn't. I was going mentally insane, reversing things in my head, worried about.
What I told my mom was a fable. I told my mom that what I told you guys was a fable. Are you serious right now? Remember that recording I played at the very beginning of this live where I showed you guys that the law enforcement was standing there talking about the fact that he had told his mom that, you know, the tip I gave them is a lie. And here he is telling Juanita, you know, I told my mom that because it was, you know, I was just having mental issues.
That I told you guys something wrong, but just if you guys talk to her, let her know that, you know, everything I've given you, I mean, the dogs are pointing to it and everything else, you know, so I mean, I've got you guys in the right direction.
Let me see. Well, thank you so much, Charlotte's Webbing. I appreciate you so much. We are Michael's army, and we're never, ever going to give up. Never. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much, hon. While I'm here, I might as well look through. He told his mom that, Lana says, because he doesn't want her thinking her son is a monster. Exactly. Sleuth inflation. This is so sick. What I've seen today has beyond more than anger and hurt for me, and hurt me for BRANDI. He shouldn't have been let out again. No, he absolutely should not have. Thank you guys so much for being here. Pam O'Connor. She says, I think he knew Michael was moved, but he went with it like he thinks he was still in the yard. He was glad they found scent. It confirmed Michael was there. It's so hard to believe what he knows. Because in part 1, he was saying, well, if you guys don't find him there, maybe he got moved over to Tina Marill's house. He doesn't say Tina Marill's, but he said Brandon's house, which is Tina Marill's house, where cadaver dogs also hit. And he said, look in her backyard by the trees. And this is when he first tells them where to look. So why is he saying that? When they went to Kuna that night, was Michael with them? And was he put in that yard? Because that's the night cadaver dogs were in the area looking for Michael on July 27, 2021. That's when they're looking for him. And then we know Tina was out of town, Brandon's mom, and they go to Kuna. Was he buried over there that night? And then when everything chilled out in the neighborhood, they brought him back? Now I'm only speculating here. I'm just wondering. This is my own curiosity. This is just something I started wondering about after I heard part 1 when he starts mentioning that yard. Why did he even mention that yard? That makes me think that Michael was sometime or another in that yard. And many, many messages coming in today from last night's live. Was Michael moved more than once? Was it twice? Was it more than that? And then, if so, how the hell could anybody do that? Moving a young child's body like that from one place to another. I can't. I can't even continue on with what I was going to say because it's so disgusting. It's so disheartening. We're talking about a 5-year-old boy. He was 5 years old when he was taken. Blonde hair, blue eyes, beautiful, beautiful young man. Breathe. That's all I keep telling myself. Miss Robin says, yes, it was there when I looked, but I can't even remember how I found it. I was thinking about Tim Mullen and looked for it. Hold on 1 second. All right. I wish Chris would have asked how this whole thing went down and who did what. Well, I'm sure that came at some point. Yeah, don't know where the dogs hit by at Tina's house. We know it was in the back somewhere. And somewhere close to, well, Tina says it was somewhere near like some kind of vent or something. Okay. Let's keep going here. Did I take everything down? Yep. All right, let's go.
Yeah. And Sarah's made comments too, however, hers were that you were the one that did this.
Oh my God. Yeah, I had no. I can't even mow the yard. Do you see me digging a hole that big? I mean, I can barely walk.
Yes, Sarah did. Sarah said that Stacey did it and buried him in the backyard. Then she said Stacey buried him in Carson Starkey's backyard. Then she says that Adrian did it and the Almighty God said Stacey buried him. The Almighty God told her everything, according to her, because she had done lost it. But guess what? She was rolling on people immediately. Rolling.
As it is. So I mean, there's no way I have the energy.
Stuff of finding him, that kind of proves that, we can believe you more than we can believe Sarah.
Right. I mean,
Is that not crazy? We can believe you more than we can believe Sarah. And I'm sure Juanita wasn't being like, she was telling him what he needed to hear. But could you imagine if Sarah was even a bigger liar than Stacey? Boom, boom, boom.
if that's all the crap she's giving you, it's just that he's the one that dug the hole. But she's not giving you any specifics. I can give you the specifics, but there's no way with my height or my weight and my, I can't even mow the yard. There's no, I mean, I don't have the physical abilities. I mean, now I will after I get out of, doing what I'm doing, but, yeah, that's not something I could have done.
Okay, yeah, and as long as we're able to find Michael and that goes hand in hand with what you told us, then I would be led to believe you more than I would be led to believe Sarah.
Yeah.
And so if there's anything that you can help us out with about where to look, what they've done, if there's any specific side in the yard, anything that you may forgot,
I'll definitely let you guys know. Like I said, all I've got for you is where I pointed you. You could check the corner of the yard. Like I said, Sarah, could have done something with it when I wasn't home. Knowing that she knew that I had seen where she was digging.
He wasn't out in the backyard, but now he's saying where I saw her digging. He trips over his words. He's definitely saying that Sarah dug this. I'd really like to see the look on her face if she gets a chance to see this or gets told this while she's sitting in prison for something completely unrelated to Michael's abduction. It's for GUN charges and concealing a GUN and having drugs.
So maybe she just wanted to keep, try to, keep it as a confusion, I mean, she's pretty scandalous like that.
Would it be her idea to move Michael? I mean, why is he saying this? Couldn't have been done. He wouldn't have known about it through letters or phone calls. So could it have been done before he goes in? But then why is he playing this game? Does he really not know that Michael had been moved already? Why is he already why is he already speculating about him not being in the yard? What did he know? What knowledge did he have?
So.
Yes, Detective Keller said she could be right under the bus.
No.
When they came through the door with the search warrant, nobody even asked her any questions. She just flat out said.
She just flat out said Stacey did it all.
Nobody even asked Sarah any questions, and she straight up just started talking and throwing him under the bus.
No, she said Stacey murdered him and buried him.
Oh my God, dude, that is.
Stacey murdered him and buried him is what she tells law enforcement.
It's the most. Wow, man. That's definitely not what I did. I didn't do any of that. And you're gonna find out as soon as you guys locate him. Like I said, I wanted no part in that. None.
Is the duct tape still gonna be over his mouth?
They should.
Okay. So check it out. I just got sent a message that Brandon Shirtliff wants to join in on this live. Okay? He wants to listen and go over this information with me as Stacey's talking about it. And I am going to put the link in chat. It is only going to be for Brandon Shirtliff. Brandon, if you're listening, I'm totally cool with talking to you. I'll be glad to have you on my show. Please show respect to everybody. Please show respect to me and Brandon's family. Hold on, you guys. We got to just pause for just a second here. Nobody else is going to be able to come up on panel, Brandon, if you want to come up. Unless you directly say that you are willing to talk to BRANDI NEAL Vaughan, but she's not even here in the comments. He may or may take the link, but I am going to throw it up. Please, mods, make sure that you copy it so you can keep pasting it. If he doesn't immediately take the link, Brandon, I'd be happy to have you up here. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this link. Sorry about the pause on the video, but having Brandon up here is important. And I almost left my studio instead of pushing invite because I'm nervous now. Okay, let me put this up in chat. Hold on 1 second. It takes me a minute because I have to do it old school way. So my eyes don't want to focus because I've been sitting here on a screen all day long. Everybody in chat, please be respectful. To Brandon, if you're going to sit there and be super, super shitty to him, you might as well leave now. If he's got the guts and wants to come up here and talk or even just be a part of the commentary, then we'll let him do that. And that means we have to shove all of our feelings down. And if I can do it, you guys can do it. So please. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. GN. And go over it one more time. KQH7GTHJY. StreamYard. All right. Here's the StreamYard link. Brandon, please text her and let her know if the link doesn't work so that I know. Mods, please copy that link real quick while it's there. Maybe I can catch it and put it up at the top. Hold on. Yep, I'm replacing the pinned message at the top. The hyperlink didn't work, Sam. What's that mean? AV. Okay, I'll try again. Hold on. Sorry, now I'm just concentrating, folks. Bear with me. Let me know if this works, Avi. I'm going to sit here and watch my chat for just a second. I'm going to replace the pin up at the top. Avi, I'm just going to wait on you for telling me whether or not that link's good. That's it, Sam. Okay, link is good. So that's the link to copy mods to continue to share just in case. Brandon, if you're here, I'm more than willing to let you come up, talk to us, tell us about stuff, let us know, you know, what Stacey's saying, what's true, what's not true. If I can deal with Stacey Wondra, I can deal with you. I believe that you are not the monster that Stacey is. I'm just gonna wait just for a few minutes because I want to keep an eye on the studio real quick instead of jumping back over to the YouTube video. People want you to come up and talk because they want you to prove that you're innocent. Please come up. All my mods are ready for you to come up. They're ready to protect you. And yeah, if you decide to come up, they'll be making sure that nobody here is going to be talking a bunch of BS. I still want to continue going through this video. So I guess the only thing I can do is continue watching studio and continue playing the video. But the link is here if you want to grab it, Brandon. When you show up, if I don't see you in the studio immediately, leave a message in chat and my admins will let me know. A few of them have my telephone number to be able to text me. If there's any ounce of remorse in your head at all, please, what if this was your baby boy? We would definitely love to hear your side. Okay. Mods, please, I know you guys are already paying lots of attention. So if you see a message from Brandon that he has joined and I haven't seen him yet, please let me know. I want to continue moving forward. Be the one that gets the best deal, Brandon. We know you have children too, Brandon. Please help bring Monkey home. Maybe Brandon was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe he can shed some light on Michael's disappearance. Who knows? But if you have any information, you can help do so. Or you can contact law enforcement. All right. Back to the video. So Juanita is sitting here talking, and you are about to hear Juanita ask Stacey if the duct tape was still over Michael's mouth when he was buried in the backyard.
What I didn't do any of that, and you're gonna find out as soon as you guys locate him. Like I said, I wanted no part in that, none.
Is the duct tape still gonna be over his mouth?
They should be.
Okay.
I didn't watch take them off.
It should be. No, it shouldn't be. Duct tape shouldn't have been over Michael's mouth. Definitely not. This is just heartbreaking. and he has no emotion. Talking about duct tape being over a little boy's mouth, a 5-year-old little boy's mouth. Michael Joseph Vaughan deserves so much better than this.
Okay.
So you should have everything intact as it was.
How long, give me an approximate time frame it took her to dig and bury?
I don't know, I'd say probably between a half hour to an hour-ish.
How long would it take somebody to dig a hole? A lot more than a half hour to an hour, especially if we're talking about Sarah digging a hole, which he at one point said 4 or 5 feet deep and then went to 2 to 3 feet deep. Still, my husband can go out front to dig a hole for me to put like a big bush in or like even a little plant in, and he digs for a good 10 or 15 minutes for just a tiny little hole. It takes a hell of a lot longer to dig a hole that's 2 to 3, 4 or 5 feet deep than a half hour to an hour.
I'll say, I mean, I think Adrian was helping her if I'm right about that.
And I think Adrian was helping her. Adrian, if you're listening, you can grab the link. You can come up. You can talk. We'd love to hear your side too. You said that you were set up. Tell us how you were set up. You want to come up here and commentate? Come up here and commentate. You want to come up here and talk with Brandon? Maybe Brandon will come up and you guys can talk a little bit. And I'll just sit there and be really quiet. If Brandon would come up to talk to you, just letting you know. The link is there for you too. Because Stacey Wondra is saying that you helped Sarah dig that hole. Don't you want to explain yourself a little bit here?
I mean, Adrian's pretty, Brandon wasn't anywhere around that. But I know Adrian's, pretty decent, skinny dude, so he's, his abilities, and he's taller, so his abilities are a little more, spread open, wide open than.
Okay.
So, couple of questions. Anything else you want to see in the house while we're here?
I wondered if my fishing poles were still in the garage, but.
You want us to go check?
If you can, I had like.
Here he is worrying about him damn himself. He just worries about himself and his stuff and his things. And check on my fishing poles. Your fishing poles aren't as important as finding Michael in the backyard. It's just not. The fact, I know Chris McDonough is doing his job. He's being nice. That's what he's supposed to do. He wants the bad guys to think that he's on their side. But man, when you're sitting here watching it, you don't want to hear anybody being nice to him. It's hard, and Stacey wants it to be all about him, and he wants Chris McDonough to go look for this, and what about that, and is there any mail for me, and, sending him on all these missions. Damn. And I'm sorry Chris would even have to deal with that. He's just doing his job, but that would just be so hard, I feel like.
Like my wallet and stuff like that, and I don't know where any of that stuff is.
Okay, man, let me turn this around.
Thank you guys for calling me and stuff. I'm glad I'm able to help you guys.
Well, you're helping a lot. You're helping us, and we appreciate that very much. Let's go to the garage and see where you're fishing.
He does halo art. Chris McDonough plays that part so well. That good detective, being that nice guy. I remember once when I caught a clip in the Summer Wells case when he was talking to Candace, I think, where it was almost like he almost got her to break and say something, and then all of a sudden somebody had like pulled up and she just stopped. But he's so good at being that guy, isn't he? It's one of the reasons why I love and respect Chris McDonough so much. I'm always catching his shows.
Is that fishing poles? To the right.
Okay, I got this
Other right. There you go. Oh, that's a gas can. Okay, keep going down. Okay, there's one. Yep, that's one of them. Is there only one?
Yeah, there's only one, but.
That's awesome. Yeah, that pisses me off too.
Now, here's the pump that's open. Did they put him in the trunk?
I would assume they put him on one of the trunks, yeah.
He assumes that they would put him in one of the trunks. I just want to know who they are. Who's he talking about? And then Chris McDonough lets him know, you know, you cannot be assuming anything.
Well, but did they or don't assume, don't guess. Remember, we don't want you.
I honestly don't know where he was placed.
Okay.
What is that?
It's a no. Who's Edward Ramsey?
Her dad.
Okay, yeah. And let me see if there's another fishing pole. Scott's not finding it. I'm not finding it.
No.
A lot of stuff over here. Whose stuff is all this?
Ed's and K's.
Okay, mostly the parents, huh? Hey, you say there's the shelf here where the duct tape was is gone?
Yeah, it's no longer there.
Okay.
I would point it right out to you guys. I mean, it was the only tallest shelf in there.
Okay. And let me see if there's we don't see any duct tape sticking out, right?
No,
she's got.
Is that a toolbox? No. What is that?
I don't know. I don't want to open it.
Oh no, don't worry about that. That's her sewing stuff.
As Ed Ramsey.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Bible. Looks like she ordered boxes of Bibles.
Yeah. She does that. She goes on a rampage ordering the dollar Bibles.
So this refrigerator, did they use this at any point with Michael?
Not to my knowledge. I know that it was just they only used it for food and stuff.
Yeah, it's got a lot of food in it.
Yeah.
The duct tape in any of these?
No, those. Oh, I didn't see boxes down there. What's under there?
Nothing. Just some light bulbs.
What's the mail on the thing right there?
So this one is property statement. Looks like Faith Taxi, Sarah Wondra International Christian Assembly. This junk mail.
Oh.
And then this is a box for Sarah. And it's more Bibles, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man, she really went all crazy.
Dude, she's on a Bible fest.
Oh my gosh.
She's gonna bring you to Jesus.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll get there on my own, thanks.
You have Sarah with all of these little tiny little Bibles, and I don't know how many of you guys ever went over and watched her TikToks, but she would offer to send people the little pocket Bibles on her TikToks. And yeah, throughout this video, Chris finds boxes and boxes and boxes of these little tiny Bibles.
Holy shit. That is some crazy stuff. Is there any mail in the house at all for me? Did you guys notice?
I didn't see mail for these days. Yeah, we didn't see anything
I mean, you guys been the first group to get it. Or had seen it. Well, I appreciate you looking. Go in the bedroom. I could probably point it out to you. Our master bedroom. It was
yeah. We could go out to the garages that night and text. Come back Thank you. Sorry, we just locked ourselves out.
It happens. What's in the back of her car? Anything?
No, it's empty. No, it's just junk. Anything here belong to Michael Vaughan?
No. Lift the black thing up. That black plastic thing lifts up. Is there anything under there? No. No.
Just a phone.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's supposed to be my hazard kit, but
Okay.
I don't really.
And the toy.
Huh?
Do you remember where that went?
The what? The toy?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
The toy. Do you guys remember watching from Crime Lines and Lions when Brooks is talking to him about a toy? And I mean, Stacey says that he was playing with something, but then when Brooks starts asking him questions, specifics, he completely stops and just, this is when excuse me, I cannot think today. At this point, when I was watching Brooks ask him these questions about the toy, is when I thought, oh, wow, he did see Michael with a toy. This was Michael, because of the way that he completely stops and does not want to talk about this toy anymore. It's almost like he knew exactly what Michael had. And how could he have if the child wasn't Michael, and if he didn't get close enough to that child, and if he was doing exactly what he said he was doing when he pulled off at the side of the road? For that, or when Brooks was questioning him about the toy, did he know about the toy because somebody else had brought Michael into the house, and that's what Michael had with him when he got there? But something about that toy completely triggered him when Brooks talked to him about it. She did a really good job when it came to asking specifics there. And here, Chris McDonough wants to know about that toy, where it's at, if he might know where it is. And he is saying, you know, you remember where that toy went? The what? The toy. Yeah, no.
We'll go back inside.
What's on the door?
We had to cover the doorbells.
Oh, okay.
We just put a piece of paper on it.
That makes sense.
So if you see her journal,
Yeah.
is this
What's that?
it?
That might be one of them. What's to the left of that, or to the right of that a little bit? You're right.
The next few minutes or so, we're really just going to be listening to Chris McDonough kind of looking through things and everything, but I don't want to fast forward. I want everybody to be able to hear this in its entirety. But what I also want is, if anybody catches anything, of course, you know, talk about it in chat, and I'm going to do the same if I hear anything that I feel like we should go over. So that's why I just want to continue playing it. Brandon, I've noticed that you haven't came on. If you want to come on, please come up. If you want to talk about this and you want to help me go over what Stacey's saying, I'd rewind this whole thing. You can help me go over it all. Let us know, because Stacey has big things to say about you here shortly. I don't know if you watched that other video or not. Yeah, I would love to speak with you. I've always wanted to speak with you. To me, you're the only person out of all four suspects that has a brain that I just want to pick. I just actually don't even need to talk to you. I'll be quiet if you want to come up. And you can just talk about the video, and I'll pause whenever you ask me to, and then you can explain something. I don't have to pressure you with a bunch of questions. I know my mods, They're not going to be pressuring you or asking you a bunch of questions. They're not going to allow anybody else in chat to go at you hard. We're just here because we want to help find Michael. And we want to hear your side of the story, just like we want to hear Adrian's side of the story. You both are saying that you were set up. Please come talk to us. I would really, really love for you to come up on panel. Can the mods throw up the link again in case he decides he wants to come up, please? Thank you.
Or your left. Down. No, well, that works too. We'll go over there in a minute. What's that thing?
That's a computer laptop.
Okay. Well, she never had that before, so I don't know.
That's all new.
Yeah.
And she's got a little notebook thing here.
Say Erica?
Erica.
Yeah, that's her friend in prison. I would go through some of her. Do you have her phone and stuff too?
Yeah, we have a phone, but it's we don't have her journals. Or these are the journals.
Yeah. I mean, those are her notepads, her notebooks that she uses. There should be. She has a couple of them. That looks like it's brand new. What's the other one?
This one is empty as well.
Is what?
This is empty as well.
Oh, is it? Okay, let's go to the table to the left of you. You're over there. What's all that?
It looks like envelopes, more Bibles.
Holy.
Yeah, no, look at this, dude. She's got 1, 2 big boxes of Bibles.
Oh my goodness.
Look at all these religious books here.
Yeah. What's all that?
Books for putting.
Once again, more boxes of books. More boxes of little pocket Bibles. And a lot of religious stuff, Chris McDonough says.
Bills or something like that.
Yeah, what's in the envelopes? Is it?
I don't know, Scott.
She would store money in them. Usually.
They're empty.
Oh, okay. Well, she made sure not to, is that hey, what's that? Open that drawer again. Oh, look, you found what's that blue thing right there?
Blue thing.
Yeah, straight down. Okay. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, you found the notebook drawer. What's that stuff right there?
Yeah, it looks like just some paperwork.
If you guys find anything that has to do with my personal info, my personal
I just want to take a break just for a second. I want to come over to chat. I want to see what everybody's saying. Let me just see. Let me see where I'm at over here. 26, 27. So we're 26 minutes in. We're 2/3 of the way through the video right now. And I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. And I would love to see Monkey's face. Let's throw up some monkeys and some blue hearts and look at Monkey for a minute. Take a little bit of a break for everybody. Sweet little monkey. Michael Joseph Vaughan was abducted July 27th of 2021. If you have any tips at all, please call Fruitland Police at 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. No tip is too small, and there's a reward over $52,000 for any information leading directly to finding Michael. So yeah, I just need a little bit of a breather from that video for a second, because, Stacey's going to start saying some more stuff that's going to be hard. Again, my mods have been throwing up trigger warnings for everybody because this is a very difficult thing that he's talking about. We're talking about a 5-year-old little boy buried in the Wondra's backyard. And he is saying that Sarah Wondra buried him in the backyard and that Adrian helped her. He's saying that he had no involvement whatsoever. He's saying that Brandon wasn't in the backyard doing any of the digging. But he is about to start talking, Brandon, about you and some things that you did. And if you would like to come up, now would probably be the time to do so, because you're probably going to want to, talk about the things that Stacey is saying. We'll be glad to have you. No asking questions to Brandon and chat, please. Everybody's asked, the same questions over and over and over again. We just want to know where Monkey is. Brandon knows that. So let's just give him some time to think about it. And, without reading in chat, anybody asking him questions, just keep throwing up the link and welcome him in, because that's what we want. We want Brandon to come up and talk, and we want him to feel comfortable doing so. I don't want him to think that he's going to be attacked once he gets here. And I promise you, Brandon, nobody else will come up unless you want them to. I would never add anybody up here to panel without your permission. I am a mom of 3 kids and a grandmother of 6 grandchildren. And like I said earlier, if I can handle talking to Stacey Wondra, I know I can handle talking with you. I would love to speak with you. So come up, grab that link, and help us understand what's going on, please. And again, everybody, if anybody out there has any tip, because JD Huff says somebody's got a tip, I'm going to throw up this news broadcast that was made January 10th of 2025. It's the newest one out there. Here we go. Let me put it up.
How has this case weighed on you in the last several years?
I can't really explain that in words,
The Fruitland Police Department wants Idahoans to know it hasn't stopped looking for Michael Vaughan. The then 5-year-old known as Monkey disappeared from his home in July of 2021. Abby Davis has been following this story, and Abby, the chief, says they're still sifting through tips and conducting searches.
Jude, he says the case isn't cold even as the 4-year anniversary of Michael's disappearance approaches.
This case isn't cold. They are still receiving tips and they are still doing searches. They just had divers somewhere. I don't know where. BRANDI didn't say where, but there was just divers. This case is far from cold. Fruitland Police have worked on this so hard. I don't think people understand just how hard Fruitland Police have worked on this to find Michael. It's amazing the work that they've done.
This is one of the worst case scenarios for any small city.
The disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughan.
He is energetic, very inquisitive. He loves the moon and stars.
BRANDI NEAL's second youngest.
He wants answers to everything. He wants to know how everything works.
NEAL wears reminders of him as she tries to make sense of all that's happened since the phone call from Monkey's dad that forever changed their lives in July 2021.
He was frantic and told me he couldn't find Michael.
I'd just gotten home from work.
It's a day Fruitland Police Chief JD Huff will never forget either.
I received a phone call from my captain, he just explained that we had a missing child.
Huff says it soon became clear this case was different.
In those places where we would commonly see or find those children that were, lost for a little while, all of those areas had been checked, and Michael was not there. We started looking at it from the criminal aspect at that point.
And it just kind of all melds together. Just searching, the questions, the worry. It felt like the whole world just stopped. And then kept going.
Huff says they've never stopped digging. The last major breakthrough in the case was more than 2 years ago. Crews dug up suspects Stacey and Sarah Wondra's backyard that sits just a few blocks from Michael's home. Police say they had credible information from someone living in the Wondra's house the young boy's body was there. Cadaver detection dogs alerted to human remains, but none were found.
You said that you guys believe he was buried in the Wondra's backyard and then potentially moved elsewhere. Is that still the case?
That's still my belief.
The Wondras are still suspects, so are Adrian Lucien and Brandon Shurtleff. The Wondras are still suspects, so are Adrian Lucien and Brandon Shurtleff. The Wondras are still suspects, so are Adrian Lucien and Brandon Shurtleff, who lived with the couple at their Redwing Street house.
Were you involved in the disappearance of Michael Vaughan?
No.
In an interview with KTVB last year, Stacey said he didn't know anything about Michael's abduction or where the little boy is today.
I have no reason to hide anything from anybody. I'm not that type of person.
Stacey has been in and out of custody for a couple of years after pleading guilty to an unrelated gun crime, then violating conditions of his supervised release. Sarah is in prison until at least 2026 on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence unrelated to Michael's disappearance. Huff says he knows where Lucien and Shurtleff are, but wouldn't elaborate further on any of the suspects since it's an active investigation. He says he's confident the right people will one day be held accountable.
It's been said in the past that, no body, no crime. I would just tell you that I don't believe that holds water. And the only reason I say that is because with the volumes of circumstantial evidence that you can obtain.
We need that one piece, that one little piece to tell us where Michael is.
Do you have hope that they'll bring Michael home?
Yes. One way or another.
Huff believes there are people out there that know what happened to Michael or have information about his disappearance. The chief urges them to call or text this number with any tips, 208-343-COPS. You can also send an email to findmichael@fruitland.org.
Also, the other night on the round table, Purple had BRANDI up, and she spoke directly to you, Brandon. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this up here.
Brandon, Buggy wants to know, where's Michael?
Buggy, Michael's 5-year-old sister now, has been having lots of questions and stuff, and recently found out what happened to Michael. And she's asked her mom to ask you, Brandon, where Monkey is. And I only want you to listen to what BRANDI and Buggy have to say.
Come talk with me. Tina, you have a granddaughter, don't you? Protect her. You want to protect your son so much. Please, tell me so I can tell my baby girl. I made a promise and I'm not going to give up.
Hi.
We love you guys very much, and thank you everybody who continues to share Michael's story and
keeping him safe.
You heard her. I asked him. I promised. I'll ask him every day, okay? All right. You heard it. All right, y'all.
Buggy just wants to know where her brother is. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand the situation. She doesn't understand that Michael's no longer with us. And she's just hoping that the people that had him or have him are keeping him safe. And it was the saddest thing I think I've heard yet in this case. Brandon, we're here if you want to talk. I'm going to keep moving forward with the video. Just let us know. Mods, please keep an eye out in chat. I want to share my screen. There you go.
Who is that from?
It's from her.
Again, we're just going through little stuff now, but Stacey does begin to talk more.
To you.
Oh, which one is that one?
I don't know. It says, this, you wrote this. Or no, she wrote this.
She wrote that, yeah.
Somebody did. Love Boo. Is she Boo?
Yeah, please don't leave. What?
Babe, I need you to be with me. But this was a long time ago.
Yeah, that. I don't really even remember that. But you just found another one?
4/20. April 20.
Oh, is that to me or her? What's the list? Oh, that's my signature, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so those are letters I wrote to her when I was in prison. So now I figured those out.
Oh, got it.
But there was a drawer that had a bunch of notebooks in it.
That's the next one now.
Okay.
That one.
Well, let's see what they're. Brand new.
I have a list.
What does that say?
I have a list.
Yeah, what's the list? That's freaking a welder, a builder? Is that what it said?
See here in a second. I have a list, a Weber, build up the email list, video leads, this looks like a business plan.
Oh.
Any of these toys that you're seeing in here, or anything that you had mentioned, Michael had a toy that.
Yeah. I don't see it. What's all that stuff there?
Chris McDonough brings up that toy again. They really want to find that toy. It would directly connect everyone there to Michael's abduction. And Brandon, Lana's saying that you're timid, but we'd still love to have you here. You don't have to speak about anything but what's going on in this footage. I won't have to ask you anything. I'll just say hi, welcome you on, and we'll move on. You can have me pause wherever it is you want me to pause and talk about what you want to talk about. I just want you to know that. I don't want you to seem like I'm trying to force you to come up here. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just letting you know that if you want to come up, the link's posted up at the top. Just let me know when you get here.
Miscellaneous stuff. Yeah. Notebooks, pictures, school stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you check all those notebooks. I mean, those. Do you guys have her purse too?
Well, we're not sure yet. This is the first time we're looking at it.
Her purse, I think, was in the bedroom. If you want to go to the bedroom, okay. The master bedroom.
What will we find in her purse?
I don't know. I mean, stuff that is relative to, I mean, could pertain to the case, or I'm just trying to help you guys out with anything,
Yeah, no, anything that would help out Michael.
That closet to your left.
In here?
No, behind you.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, what's in that?
A lot of stuff.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, office medical supplies.
Medical supplies? Let me see what medical supplies.
There's nothing in it.
That's fucking weird. She's never had that before.
Yeah, this is all here. It's just weird stuff.
Office and medical supplies, huh?
Yeah, charcoal. Then we're in your room. This is your bed.
Yeah. It's a little blurry. I can't. You gotta lift the camera up a little bit. There,
Sorry.
there you go. She's got a Bible, headphones.
Paperwork, mail.
Can you look? Because she has access to. Yep, that one's hers.
Now they're out here digging on this side of the yard.
Okay.
See
Yep.
where they're at? Any suggestions?
No, I would just use the backhoe and go by the corner of the fence area. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, that's where they're headed back over here.
Yeah, that's just where I would.
So currently, Chris McDonough is just letting Stacey Wondra see what they're doing in the backyard, where they're digging, where they're looking right now. Just wanted to let everybody know what was going on for anybody that just came in.
Have them dig.
Would Oakley go over there?
Possibly. If she didn't. She didn't really go to,
It's like, answer the damn question. I just, everything that they ask or anybody asks him when he fumbles like that, he's got to think about how to answer. He's either thinking about a lie or what to say or something, and he does it constantly.
She only stuck usually in one spot,
Yeah.
So it wasn't like.
Is there any doubt in your mind that Michael's back here somewhere?
I mean, doubt. I can't. I mean, the last place I knew is where I directed you. So I don't. I mean, there's. Sarah could have done something. To draw the what do you call it? To draw confusion. She could have moved him, but I don't know. The last place that I know that he was buried was where I pointed you guys.
In her parents' back.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys think that maybe he asked Sarah to move Michael before he was arrested and put back in jail? I'm just wondering, because I'm just wondering why he would think that she moved him. Wouldn't he have to have some kind of knowledge that he was moved? I just am wondering now.
So that's, how did you guys, when you came back, why did you come back here?
Bye.
Okay, so you're going to want to listen up really close right here. And it's going to be difficult to listen to. So, trigger warning for anybody that has a hard time hearing things about abducted children. Because what's about to be said could really, really, really make you upset. I'm very sorry. We are going to play it though. Brandon, I hope you're listening. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit so you guys can get full conversation right here. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. Take a listen.
No, she could have moved him, but I don't know. The last place that I know that he was buried was where I pointed you guys.
In her parents' back.
Yeah.
So that's, how did you guys, when you came back, why did you come back here?
What do you mean came back there?
Yeah, I mean, like the next day, like you shared with us that, Brandon put him in the guest room, bound up, but then the next day they moved him back here.
Stacey told them that Brandon put Michael in the spare room and bound him up. I'm going to play that part again, even though it's really difficult to hear. Trigger warning for anybody listening.
So that's, how did you guys, when you came back, why did you come back here?
How did you guys this says, let's see. When you guys came back, why did you come back here?
What do you mean came back there?
Yeah, I mean, like the next day, like you shared.
Like the next day, you shared
with us that, Brandon put him in the guest room.
You shared with us that Brandon put him in the guest room.
Bound up, but then the next day they moved him back here.
Put him in the room bound up. But then the next day they're moving him back in the backyard. And he's asking Stacey why that happened. And Chris McDonough was talking to Stacey about the duct tape that was used. So, Brandon, did you put Michael in that bedroom? Bind him up? Because that's what Stacey Wondra said you did. This is the kind of evidence that law enforcement has. This footage of Stacey Wondra walking them around, telling them where Michael is, giving them information. And this was 2 years ago. He's in jail for the second time since then. Second time? Yes, I think. Don't quote me on that. My brain doesn't want to work right now. But this is the kind of evidence that Fruitland police have. Whether they have Michael's body or not.
Why?
That's a great question. I couldn't tell you.
It's a great question. And Stacey is acting like he had no involvement with any of that. What was everybody else doing? What was Stacey doing at this time? Was he helping dig holes? Was he sitting in the house? What was he doing, Brandon? Come tell us. I want everybody to hear this again because it's just so... This is the only one time that you actually hear Stacey admitting the fact that Michael was in the house. Michael was abducted. Michael was in the Wondra's house. And somebody, and he's saying Brandon, put him in the spare room and bound him.
I don't have an answer for that.
What vehicle did they use? How did you guys, when you came back, why did you come back here?
What do you mean came back there?
Yeah, I mean, like the next day, like you shared with us that, Brandon put him in the guest room, bound up, but then the next day they moved him back here. Why?
That's a great question. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't have an answer for that.
What vehicle did they use?
What vehicle did they use? Again, plural. And Stacey's taking himself out of the equation here. What vehicle did they use? Was there some kind of accident or something happen when you bound him in that spare room, Brandon? Did he accidentally suffocate or something? Really like to know what happened to Michael. If you could come tell us.
She left me with a Lexus, I believe, that day. So, and it would have been her vehicle.
Okay.
She didn't take. We didn't take the truck a whole lot of places unless we had gas money for it, because it's not that cheap to run.
Okay. Well, as you can tell, they're doing a pretty extensive job back here.
Yeah.
We're not finding that. We've gone down 3 or 4 feet. And we don't want this to reflect on you.
But yeah.
We're not finding Michael. We're digging 3 and 4 feet and we're not finding him. And they don't want this to reflect on Stacey. And I know Chris McDonough is just telling them that. But yeah, if they don't find him, then what? And I mean, and then Stacey is released just shortly after, a week or so after this all happened. I actually wonder if it was a tactic used by law enforcement because he was supposed to stay longer just to track him, see who he talked to, watch his phone, do all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, they're just letting them know, like, we're not having any luck. And let's just think about that. This is the 12th of November. They came in with the warrant the day before on the 11th. They dig for a week or two. I think, and it's closer to 2 weeks. Brandi's family, the Vaughan family, are just listening to these trucks going up and down 8th Avenue every day, all day. Every day, all day. And those big tractors and big trucks, they all have reverse lights and reverse sounds. Beep, beep, beep. So every time they're over there in that yard, mind you, not even a quarter mile away from the Vaughan house, not only are they hearing the vehicles going up and down 8th Street, they're hearing those trucks every time they got to reverse. He's just playing games. But then he gives like a credible tip. And we know that Michael was once buried in that backyard and then later moved. We know cadaver dogs hit in this yard and over at Brandon's mom's house. And he's saying, hey, yesterday in part 1, hey, if Michael's not out there in that backyard, you better go over to Brandon's mom's house. Look in the backyard over by the tree. I mean, is that why Tina Mariel protects you so much, Brandon? Should she come home from her vacation and see something was disturbed in her yard? Is she protecting you? Because a lot of people think that she is protecting you. And we're never going to know unless you start telling us what's the truth. And you tell us that you want to tell the truth. You've told us that before. So why can't you come and tell us the truth? I'll show you. I have a video and you say you want to help and you say you want to stop lying, so help us. Stop the lies. Come up on panel, please, for Michael, for BRANDI, for the Vaughan family.
About me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out what's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help. I don't even care about me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out what's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help. I don't even care about me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out what's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help.
That's all we want, is for people to stop lying and to help. That's all. And giving up your freedom, that's a hard damn thing to do. But you're going to have to live with all of this for the rest of your life. And you have a daughter. Do you want her to ever think that you hurt Michael? Do you want her to think that you bound Michael up in that spare bedroom? Do you want to be Michael's hero and tell law enforcement and tell everybody what actually happened? Or do you want your daughter to think you're a monster? Or your mom or your grandma? You have the chance to be the hero. You alone. Just tell law enforcement or come up here and just say, and you know what? You don't have to address anything here. You can just simply address some of the things that Stacey is saying. We just want to hear what you have to say. I know it's hard to come up. It's not easy. It's not easy for me. You're a suspect in a child's abduction. I wanted to vomit as soon as Stacey Wondra's face showed up in my panel. So it's not going to be easy for me either to have you up. We just want to hear from you. Grab the link, come up. I'm going to be nice, going to be respectful. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to try to trick you. I just want to hear what you got to say. Because after hearing that you bound Michael up and put him in that spare room, quite honestly, I didn't think you had that in you. So what do you have to say about that? We don't have very much longer to go inside the video. I know we're taking a lot of pauses and stuff. I know this has been a very difficult life for everybody, and I'm so sorry, but we're putting out the truth. Well, we're putting out the footage of Stacey Wondra talking to law enforcement about where Michael Monkey Vaughan was buried in the backyard. And if you have any information about Michael Vaughan and his abduction or any of the four suspects, Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Brandon Shurtleff, and Adrian Lucian, please call 208-642-6006, or you can email findmichael@fruitland.org. Please, I'm begging you. Come forward, turn in a tip. JD Huff thinks there's people out there that know more. Come forward. Take that $50,000 reward. That's an awful lot of money. And time is running out. Because somebody's going to start talking soon, especially after these were released. So, Adrian recently started talking too. We'd just like to hear from some of you suspects, or we would like to hear from anybody that has a tip. Again, the tip line telephone number is 208-642-6006. Brandon, you can help.
Me and my freedom anymore. I need to figure out what's going on here and stop the lying and bring the truth to everything that I can and help.
Stacey's back in jail. Once he hears that this was released and that he didn't give a false tip and he can no longer play that game, he's probably going to start talking again. if he hasn't already. And let's get back to the video. All right, here we go. Let's see. We've gone through 34 minutes of this video, and it's 49 minutes long, so we have a little over, well, almost 20 minutes, give or take 4 minutes. So we're just going to keep moving forward and see what else Stacey has to say about everything.
I know I don't want it either. Like I said, that's the place that I know that he was being buried. Was that the first place I directed you?
Okay, that's over here. See the orange mark on the fence?
Yeah.
That's where I put the pen down from earlier, buddy.
Yeah.
So should we go to the right of that even further?
I mean, where were the? It just doesn't make sense why he's not. You know, he's not in the area that you guys are digging in.
No, we had, only you hold that key out. We don't, it doesn't make sense. But it doesn't mean he isn't there. It may just mean we haven't found him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it's just bothersome that the first thing Stacey did it. Oh no. I mean, that's the first sign of somebody that.
Just got right here.
Yeah.
Right next to each other.
Yeah.
And we heard about it. And we were like, well, that didn't take long. We can show you the body cam footage of it if you'd like.
No, I believe you. I mean, that's how scandalous she is.
Like Chris lets him know, we can show you the body footage of it and everything. Sarah just squeals. She just immediately throws you under the bus, says you did it, says you buried Michael. He's like, no, I believe you. She's scandalous. And she is. Where's Michael?
She is, though. But, I mean, that's the first thing that somebody that's guilty, that's the first thing that somebody would say. Oh, he did it. You see what I'm saying? So that's my point is, And then
she said you buried him over Carson's yard.
Oh my God, dude. That is so pathetic. I can't even fucking mow a lawn. How am I going to dig a fucking hole? Fuck. I mean, that's just fucking bullshit.
Hang on. Let me turn some.
He is so nervous and he is so upset. I mean, this is straight up a confession. This is no interrogation. No interrogation happened before this. In my personal opinion, I don't believe it. He called law enforcement and he had him there. I mean, come on. Stacey's so fragile and he couldn't handle being interrogated by officers. So he incriminated himself into a murder cover-up? That doesn't make sense. He's just going to be like, oh, well, I'll just tell that. It's not like he's not going to get in any trouble at all for giving this tip. His ass is going to be getting in trouble. Michael was already missing a little over a year.
Something around here for you.
Okay.
They're finding that rag thing. Does that mean anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
Chris McDonough just got done saying that they found a rag thing in the yard. Wanted to know if that meant anything to Stacey.
But no, finish your thought, buddy.
What is that? Is that a shirt or a rag?
He wants to know if that's a shirt or a rag that was just found.
Looks like a rag.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
See the dog, how he's reacting to it?
Where's the dog? Oh, right.
Chris McDonough says, see the dog, see how he's reacting to it? And then Stacey's like, where's the dog? So there's a dog reacting to this rag that they took out of the yard while they were digging.
Right there?
On the ground,
Yeah. It's crazy.
Everybody's here. The news is here. Everybody's here. It's crazy.
Is my name gonna be on the news?
No, they don't know who you are right now.
Okay.
No. They don't know who you are right now. But let me tell you, Stacey, we know who you are now. We know who all 4 suspects are in this case. And he just wants to play the victim and wonder if everybody's going to find out or have his name. Well, let me tell you. Stacey just cares about himself. He's continuously showing us that. He only cares about himself. He's only worried about Sarah being in jail because he's worried about what Sarah's going to say. He wants to know what everybody's saying about everything. One of the reasons he hates being in jail is because he can't be out looking on YouTube and seeing what people are saying about him or this case. It kills him not to know.
No.
I just don't want to be like...
This is a huge problem. I mean, you can imagine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, this is like international news because, we have to find Michael. And, the good part there is you've been cooperative and help guiding us through this. So.
That's right, Chaos Queen. He is. He's distancing himself. He doesn't really even say Michael's name while he's talking to Chris McDonough or even in part 1 of all of the footage. He's always distanced himself by not saying Michael's name, disassociating completely.
So here's my question for you.
Without his body, right?
What's that?
We don't want to leave here without his body, and your cooperation in helping us do that has been all much appreciated, very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what do they see?
I don't know. They're just communicating to each other.
Oh.
God bless Chris McDonough for all that he does for all these missing children.
But what were you going to say? Here's what?
No, here's the question I have is, so like I said, my knowledge of where Michael was in our backyard.
Did you guys hear him giggle right before he says? So like I said, my knowledge of where Michael was is in our backyard. I mean, like, he's tripping out. Did you guys see his face? He almost looks like, I have him on full screen on my computer so I can kind of see his face. He's freaking out right here. Let me rewind a little bit. He's freaking out a little bit when he giggles right here. He sounds like a madman.
Your cooperation in helping us do that has been all, much appreciated, very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what do they see?
I don't know. They're just communicating to each other.
Oh.
But what were you going to say? Here's what?
No, here's the question I have is, so like I said, my knowledge of where Michael was in our backyard. But then Sarah pointed out, well, you buried him in Carson's yard. Clearly, you guys know that I'm not capable of digging a hole. Is there any way that, any thoughts that you guys have that where, if that's the first thing she said, that seems kind of fucking a little bit awkward.
Yeah, he's freaking out now. Sarah's threw him under the bus. He's really starting to panic and worry about whether or not they even believe if he could do it or not. And Chaos Queen says that he is asking an awful lot of questions, and he sure is. He has to know what's going on. what people are doing, what people are saying. That's why he wanted to know if they had his name on the news. It's because he wanted to know if his name was going to be out there, if people were going to be talking about him, because he's sitting in jail and he doesn't know what anybody would be saying about him if they were, right? And yeah, he has to know the details. So he continuously, is asking questions. Why was it, or, like, where's Sarah at?
Yeah, well, what's interesting about it, and we agree with you, but what's interesting about it also, this was probably, Scott, what do you think? I mean, this is probably the deal she was going to go for. And like we told you up front,
She was going to roll.
We showed up with a search warrant for murder to search the backyard, and
He says we showed up with a search warrant for murder. In case you guys missed that part.
it wasn't 10 seconds. It was Stacey did it, and he killed him, murdered the boy, or whatever the verbiage is.
It wasn't 10 seconds, and she flipped and said Stacey killed the boy, or whatever verbiage, he killed, murdered the boy, or whatever the verbiage was.
So I wasn't there.
I'll rewind just this part.
Awkward.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about it, and we agree with you, but what's interesting about it also, this was probably, Scott, what do you think? I mean, this is probably the deal she was going to go for. And like we told you up front.
And this was probably the deal she was going to go for. She wanted to throw him under the bus and be the first one to talk so that she could make a deal, right? Everybody wants a deal. Everybody wants to talk first and make a deal.
She was going to roll.
We showed up with a search warrant for murder to search the backyard, and it wasn't 10 seconds. It was Stacey did it, and he killed him, murdered the boy, or whatever the verbiage is. I wasn't there, but it's on body camera, and automatically, you're the guy. Just as we predicted.
Yeah, you guys have met me. You guys have worked with me. I've been working with you guys. I mean, as big of a person as I was, I mean, do I really seem like that type of person that could do all this myself? I mean, even if I,
no. I don't think you could have done this whole thing.
No.
No way.
Not at all. There's no way. I would check.
That's why
The question for all of you guys, because I am wondering myself if Stacey could or couldn't dig a hole in the backyard. Physically capable of digging a hole. Put a thumbs up in chat if you think that he could. Put a thumbs down in the chat if you think that he couldn't. I want to just look and just see what you guys think. Come on. Thumbs up if you think that Stacey Wondra is capable of digging in the backyard. Thumbs down for anybody that believes that he couldn't. See, I'm not the only one that thinks that he is capable. It may take a lot of work. I'm a big girl. I could dig a damn hole. I do it all the time in my garden. Hell, I haven't even seen a thumbs down. All right. Well, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. Thank you guys for responding, because I felt like, God, am I the only one that thinks he could be capable of doing that too? Like, I just feel like he could if he really, really wanted to. I don't think he's completely incapable of digging a hole. So, my next question. Everybody stop with the thumbs up. Everybody stop. Slow down. I got another question for you guys. And since I'm new to all of this stuff, I'm just letting you guys know I just don't know how to do like the little survey things at the top. So I want to know how many of you guys think that Sarah Wondra dug the hole in the backyard? Thumbs up if you think she dug it. Thumbs down if you think she didn't. Thumbs up if you think Sarah dug the hole in the backyard. Slim's laughing. Ether, she's laughing. I don't know if you guys are laughing at something else. Ooh, people are downing. Callie Dime thinks she could. I think she's capable of doing it. I think she might have. I'm even starting to wonder if her and Stacey did it together. Slim's a big no. Pam says no. Connie says no. Kat's like, nope. Hair curlers and crime. Got the best name in the world, and she says negative. Charlotte's Webbing, thumb up. Okay, so we're all a little bit back and forth. Little Devil says, yep. Amy says, nope. Oh, Ima changed her Emma or Ima. Meme girl. She goes, oops, I meant no. Chaos Queen, I think they did it together. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Woo, excuse me. And my sneezes don't come one at a time. They come in multiple. Oh, this is me trying to disconnect for just a moment from watching the video. Want to engage with everybody for just a minute. My heart was so hurt today. I had such a hard time listening to this. She's a leader. Boys are the follower. I agree, Ruby Sleeper. She's queen bee in that house. Thank you, Sonia. Yeah, bless me. Man, my sneezes, they do. they come in multiple. I think you were right, and maybe that's the BS story about her towing the car. Yeah, because now I'm just questioning that whole trip to Kuna. Thank you, Connie. I'm breathing. I'm just taking a little break. If I don't disassociate myself and get myself back in the mindset, I catch myself wanting to tear up and get really upset. So it's good for me to just take a breather or whatever. It was really disheartening to hear all of this. Brandy could be listening, and if you are, I love you so much, and I'm so sorry you ever had to hear this. And you know, that's what's more heartbreaking to me, is knowing that Brandy listened to this. I can't even put myself in that shoes, nor imagine. I am a stranger. I've never met that family, the Vaughan family, ever. I only know people that come into chat that I speak with. Some I've talked on the phone with, some I haven't. You know, I've talked to Brandy. I've messaged with Brandy. I don't know her personally, just on social media. So, yeah. It's hard for me, even being a stranger. You know what I mean? I do work hard on the case and stuff, but it's still really hard for me. So I'm sorry for anybody else that this triggers, because it's hard. And I know a lot of people in chat right now that are very, very close to Brandy. And my heart goes out to all of you, and I pray for everybody, especially the Vaughan family. Okay, we are at 40 minutes and 12 seconds, and we got to make it to 49, okay? We got to make it to 49 minutes. We got 9 minutes left. Thank you guys all for being here and continuing to listen to this. I know it's hard. All right, let's keep going.
The cool part that's going to be here when we do find him back here, you're the one that brought us here.
Yeah.
And so that's why we don't want to leave here.
Yeah.
You know, unless we have Michael.
Yeah.
Because that solidifies your statement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we've been honest with you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's, we haven't, coerced you or, persuaded you to tell it. We've just asked for, what's the one thing?
Chris McDonough right there. We haven't coerced you. We haven't persuaded you to tell, we've just asked you to tell the truth. Well, he's about to say, what is the one thing that we've asked? And he's about to say the truth. So I don't ever believe there was an interrogation. I just don't. This is a confession. We have him saying in a recording that he's the one who called in, you know, to tell Fruitland that he had a tip to give him. And then they came and talked to him. He gave him the tip. He wasn't bullied. He wasn't scarred for life. Stacey likes to play the victim. That's what he likes to do. This isn't post-interrogation, okay? This is not post-interrogation. This is confession after I gave Fruitland the tip.
We've only asked for.
Tell the truth.
The truth. That's it. That's all. And here's Michael.
Yeah.
Because that solidifies your statement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we've been honest with you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's, we haven't, coerced you or, persuaded you to tell it. We've just asked for, what's the one thing we've only asked for?
Tell the truth.
The truth. That's it. That's all. And here we are again at your house asking you, and you're being helpful, and it all, it's all recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
No questions that anybody is doing anything, that shouldn't be done. So there's a lot of grass being moved here. Do you think her family's, what's her mom and dad going to say? They haven't even shown up. Any reason why you would think that?
That's very.
Chris says we're moving grass here. Let me just back up a little bit because he talks about Sarah's parents. And I think this is really important because he says we're moving grass here. Something about like, what do you think Sarah's parents are going to think about that or something like that? They haven't even been at the house. Let's see. Re-listen to this.
Asking you, and you're being helpful, and it all, it's all recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
No questions that anybody is doing anything, that shouldn't be done. So there's a lot of grass being moved here. Do you think
So there's a lot of grass being moved here. Do you think
families, what's her mom and dad going to say?
Her family, or what's her mom and dad going to say?
They haven't even shown up. Any reason
They haven't even shown up.
why you would think that?
Any reason why you would think that?
That's very, very unusual of them.
Very unusual of them. That's friggin' weird, okay? Her parents live right up the street. And I heard him describe once, or somebody else describe once, that they live behind them. Either way, shape, or form, however close her mom and Sarah's parents are from their house that they own, that they let Sarah live in. They see bulldozers, they see police officer, cadaver dogs, they see all this stuff going on, and they're not around over there. Chris McDonough is wondering why her parents haven't shown up. Is that not weird? That's crazy. You would think that they would be there immediately wanting to know, what the hell are you doing to our property? Because you know that they're digging. And listen to what Stacey has to say about her parents. He's already saying that is very unusual for them not to be there. Okay.
Yeah. Her mom and dad. Her dad is like always trying to like be a part of something, or always wanting to be, he always wants to see what's going on. So that's a very unusual act for them, just so you know. Her mom is always over at the house. Always.
Right.
So that's unusual.
You think they know?
I'm sure Sarah's told them. I'm sure Sarah. Yeah. I'm sure Sarah.
So there he's asking Stacey, Chris is asking Stacey, do you think they know? So maybe once Sarah got incarcerated and makes that first phone call, you know, collect phone call or whatever phone call to mommy and daddy, holy shit, I was just arrested for not reporting the murder or the death, excuse me, of Michael Joseph Vaughan. And she's sitting in there freaking out. Her parents are all freaked out and they don't bother to go over. If I was a parent, I would have to go talk to law enforcement. I would have to go talk to them because I would want to know, one, how much trouble my kid is in. Two, I'd want to know what they knew. I want to know why they thought they needed to arrest my child. Three, I mean, they're digging up my property. I'd want to know why they're digging up my property. Did Sarah tell them that they were going to go there and dig up the yard? Or did they start doing that before she was arrested? Yeah, it's really, really, really strange that they didn't come over and talk to law enforcement.
Sarah and her mom have had a lot of secretive conversations. And she doesn't like to have conversations like that with when her dad's around. So she waits until she can get her mom, alone.
Here, we're going to show you what's going on out here.
Okay.
You see the dog?
Yes.
Working?
Yep. Why do they call it abracadabra dog? Because of the color? Or?
Human scent.
Oh.
And there you have right there, Chris saying human scent. They're looking for human scent.
So how do you tell when he hits or not? What is the sign?
The handler does. I don't know. We'll find out here because see the handler?
Is that the handler to the left? The ball cap?
Yeah, with the ball cap.
I think Chris is using this as a tool to get more information or to get Stacey to talk by showing him the dogs out in the backyard. That's my opinion only, but yeah, showing Stacey that the dogs are searching and stuff, I think is just like his way of trying to get some information out of Stacey.
So he's sticking around at one spot.
Is that where Oakley used to go?
And Oakley didn't ever dig over that side of the yard. It was close to the house. I mean, Oakley peed and pooped around the area, but you guys dug all that up.
Yeah. You're 10,000 million% positive he was back here in this backyard.
Yes. I mean, that's where Sarah had buried him.
Is there any reason why because you will be asked why you would lie about that?
No, there wouldn't be any reason I would ever lie about that.
Are you 10 million% sure that Michael was buried in the backyard? Yes, he says. Yes. Because that's where Sarah buried him.
To my knowledge, that's where he was buried at.
Okay. And you mentioned to your mom, you said you called your mom and you lied. Did you lie to her again, Stacey?
No. I was.
Did you lie to her again, Stacey? Did you lie to your mom again? Shame on you.
I was in tears and I hadn't gotten any sleep. And so.
See, this is the reason why he cried. He was in tears because he had to tell his mom that he just gave a tip that Michael was in his backyard. He wasn't crying because of some interrogation.
I literally, at the time I was with my mom, I was mind fucking myself because mentally I was fucking with my head. because I was so exhausted. But I'm gonna call her back and so she can know that everything is accurate what I told you guys. Yeah, she like she knows. Like, I mean, you know, she knows that I'm working with you guys and doing what I can to assist you guys in the find of in the search of Michael. So, trust me. I mean, I'm probably the only person you have right now that's helping you. So, I mean,
we haven't talked to anybody else other than you.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew what Sarah was going to do.
Oh yeah, she did it too. 10 seconds.
Yeah, she's going to do it even further. We'll give you that heads up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, I mean, that's just how it goes. All right, so we're still searching. You're saying still go over.
I would say, I mean, that area where I pointed you was, yeah, right around there was where they were digging. But again,
I'm going to back up for just a minute because I walked away a little bit. Let me see what's in chat real quick. Okay, sorry. I had to go to the bathroom. I wanted to come back, look at chat real quick, and I'm just going to rewind just a tiny bit to see if there was anything that I missed while I went to potty. Not going to back up too far. Okay, here we go.
So, trust me. I mean, I'm probably the only person you have right now that's helping you. So, I mean,
He's so proud of that. I'm probably the only person that you have right now helping you. Giving himself a pat on the back like he always does. He loves the attention.
We haven't talked to anybody else other than you.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew what Sarah was going to do.
Oh yeah, she did it too. 10 seconds.
Yeah, she's going to do it even further. We'll give you that heads up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep, Sarah's going to do it even further, and we'll give you a heads up because they knew what Sarah was going to do, which was throw Stacey right under the bus. Saying that he hurt Michael and buried him in the backyard, and even accused Adrian of hurting Michael.
No, I mean, that's just how it goes. All right, so we're still searching. You're saying still go over.
I would say, I mean, that area where I pointed you was, yeah, right around there was where they were digging. But again, Sarah made a comment about
where they were digging. Sarah made a comment about
he was buried in Carson's yard. So if that dog is hitting human scent around that area, I mean, I would honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Sarah was scandalous and went and reburied him. Just because
she did. I don't know if she has that capacity to do.
I don't know either.
Chris doesn't even think that Sarah has the capacity to be able to move Michael from one spot to another. Stacey's mentioning Carson's yard, and if she mentioned the Carson's yard, maybe she moved him over there. She's scandalous enough to do that. So, just makes me wonder.
You know,
I don't know.
She's a big girl.
Yeah, she's not small.
But it takes a lot of physical
strength
to dig a hole.
Yeah.
It definitely does take a lot of physical strength to dig and use a shovel. It is so hard. I can do it, but it's a lot of work. A lot of work.
So I'm still going with your first comment.
Yeah.
That it's out there, over there.
I mean, the dog, it looks like the dog keeps hitting in the area of the house, that area where they're digging.
Yeah, the dog is definitely going back over to that corner, so, man, something in my eye, hang on. I'm not getting any younger, sorry.
And you need a tissue for your issue?
No, I have a little, you know how you get sleep?
Yeah.
And all, it hit my, sorry about that, I apologize.
You haven't slept yet?
Buddy?
You haven't slept yet? You've been there all day, huh?
Oh, we've been here since last night.
Holy shit.
So, and here is the crawl space in your bathroom. Did they put him in this crawl space by chance?
I have no idea. I know that the only reason I ever opened it was to put that Savage box in there. What is that stuff in there? Huh?
It's kind of suspicious to me that Chris wants to know if Michael was put inside that crawl space only because Brandon Shirtliff mentions this crawl space at the Wanderer's house. Something to think about.
The what?
The stuff, the biscuit they put on the bottom of the house.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what if you put the dog down there and see if there's, I mean.
They did.
Oh, did they?
Dog didn't alert.
Yeah, I don't know what to say on that.
Could he be under there?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I don't think so. It's different than
No, I don't, no, sorry. No. Where I saw them dig was outside where I pointed you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any of this stuff belong to Adrian? Your cats.
Hey, little bitty. Hey, little bit. Hey, baby girl. I'm sorry, baby girl.
There's one of your kitties.
Miss her.
How about that? So we get you can visit here at home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We appreciate your help, no doubt. All right, bud. Well, we're gonna sign off here for a minute, and can we reach back out if needed?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the guys are going to be here, but
Yeah, I'll be here.
yeah, he said he'll be here.
Yep. So we'll reconnect, okay, bud? If we need it.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
But you're still saying stay to either the right
Or yeah.
of that mark that you gave us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Take it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was a lot to go through. A lot to go through. Damn. Appreciate my mods so much. I want to spend some time just like going through chat. If you want to repeat yourself, you can. It would make it easier for me, or I don't know, maybe it wouldn't. I want to go through chat. I want to see what people are saying. I'm not used to not checking in on chat, but since the channel's been growing here lately, chat has been pretty hard for me to keep up with, even though I do read the messages and rewatch all of my shows just to make sure that I am paying enough attention to everything going on in chat. Yeah. Does anyone know if any of the suspects or family are involved in child trafficking? Don't know about child trafficking. It's been said that Adrian Lucien is into human trafficking. We don't know if that's true or not, but there are many connections. Matter of fact, there's 16 or more connections to registered S offenders. So RSOs, lots of them connected to the Wondras and everybody else. I like this one. Prayers to Brandi and Tyler. May God put his loving arms around the Vaughan family and guide LE to Michael so he can come home. Amen. Thank you so much for that prayer. It was really hard to get through. We've learned a lot in this. They're looking for duct tape. They're saying that Michael was bound. He may have been put into the trunk of one of the cars. Stacey's saying they. Who was they? Brandon and Adrian, Brandon and Sarah, Sarah and Adrian. Who's they? All three. Who the hell knows, right? Such a crazy, crazy footage to go over and watch. Bring Michael home now. Yeah, Adrian is supposed to be involved, according to Stacey. Can't believe anything he says, though. You have to kind of depict what's true and what's not. Thank you guys for all being here. We appreciate it. Charlotte's Webbing says that she's in Toledo. That's where Adrian Lucian is from, is Ohio. Good to see you here. You Halo. This is the channel to watch the full episode without my, my input on everything. Thank you, Chuck, and it's so nice to see you here. I've missed you so much. I don't know where you've been. I hope life is treating you good. Happy New Year. Oh. Big hugs to Brandi and her family. Let me see. Questions. Going up. Sarah had like 4 or 5 cats. Yes, she did. And I even heard that they would go down inside that crawl space and piss and shit everywhere and use it like a cat litter box underneath the house. Was Michael the only child they did this to? As far as I know. Haven't heard anything different. I threw up the link up above to join Michael's Facebook group that I have, and I put all of my information from these lives there if you would like to come over and join, and I put up reels and everything else. If you like what you see here, you can also become a member. We're all family here. All right. And let's see. There's a lot of comments. I love everybody giving so much support. Yaya came back. She is on a trip right now on a cruise. That would be so amazing. Yeah, these people don't have any souls. He acts like it's just another friggin' day. Shaking my head, Halo says. Right? He has no emotion. He's not teared up or nothing. He's telling law enforcement where Michael was buried in his backyard, and he can't even act like he has any humanity at all. Any feelings, any soul, any empathy, sympathy, nothing. He's just blah. He's laughing. He acts like he's having a good time. He's giving himself on a pat on the back and everything. Like, oh, good job, Stacey, for doing this. Well, Maybe if you didn't do anything at all, you should have came forward right after it happened and said, listen, these crazy asses did this, 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 and this. And I couldn't believe what I just saw. But no, nobody can do that. Brandon couldn't even take the damn link. He's always telling people, oh, I feel like I want to take the link, oh, blah. You know how many times I saw him almost grab the link on Brooks's show? I was getting ready to go on live with Brooks at one time, and he was supposed to come up and grab the link. Brandon's always say he's going to grab a link. He doesn't ever grab it. He did for JLR. He did it, and then he hasn't really since, so. He wants to message with people and talk with people and everything else, but he wants to get pissed off and he wants to threaten people. He wants to threaten their lives because they're covering Michael's case. Even though people are talking about what J.D. Huff, what law enforcement has put out there for us to cover, like the 4 suspects. So, of course, we're going to talk about you, Brandon. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to you because you're a named, talk about you because you're a named suspect. What else do you want us to do? But instead, he wants to threaten people. And I mean, these are huge threats. Justin, thank you, my love. Good to see you here. Thank you so much. I think you're super, Justin. I really do appreciate you. He says, great job. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for staying on it for Michael. Well, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, hun. And thanks for the message last night, too. I appreciate that. Yeah. Is anybody interested in seeing? I know I've got a lot of people in here, but I can show you the monster that Brandon truly is, since he never wanted to grab the link anyway. I shared it on a Brandon live that I did not long ago. Let me see if I can find it. Yep. Here's one of the first threats. Brandon Shirtlift from Kuna. Brando does what he wants, so don't F with him. First warning. True Crime the Missing from TikTok says, I'm so scared. Of course you do what you want, cowardly piece of shit. It won't go without consequences. TikTok, Brandon. I'll put these little things in between messages so that I can tell. Brandon Shirt Z says, F off, True Crime. Thumbs up. Have a great one. True Crime the Missing. Call me. I'll hear you out. Even though I think you're guilty, convince me otherwise. Thanks for following, Brandon. Is this warning number 2? You're the one making your life difficult. All we want is the location of Michael's precious body. We won't go away. Then Brandon says, then I'll have to make you go away. Then I'll have to make you go away. Why do you need to threaten anybody looking into Michael's case? You're a named suspect. We can talk about you if we want to talk about you. But you're going to threaten us? Is that not super suspicious? True Crime the Missing. If that's a threat, bring it. You don't scare me. You're a pathetic piece of shit. So, that's threat number 1. And then I have another threat. Hold on one second while I check my phone. After I throw this up, I'm going to pause it real quick. Let's pause it real quick. Because I've been getting some messages tonight. All right. Okay. I'm going to ignore those messages. I'll check my messages after the live, everybody. There are a few of you I am getting back to. Justin says, seems like he only threatens children and women. What a biatch. What a bitch move, Brandon. Exactly. So B-Dog was his name back in the day when he's messaging on Facebook, again, to a creator that is only trying to go over Michael Vaughan's case, saying the facts, repeating what we have been told, and yet they're being threatened. So why is Adrian saying he was set up if he was with you the whole day? Brandon says he never once mentioned that to me before. And now, these messages are just being created, just saying. Someone's going around saying that we created these messages. Yeah, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to make fake accounts. We're going to spread rumors. We're going to do that kind of stuff in a missing child's case. No, that's not what we're going to do. So Brandon says he never once mentioned that to me. If anyone was set up, it was me. So this so-called missing child has the same birthday as me. Did you know that? Mr. Hopefully fucking know everything, God rolling or rocking holier than thou person. Because he's frustrated that he doesn't know who the hell this person is that's talking about him. And how they're getting all this information. And then he tells this person to F off. And then he says, I say you did it. You ready to take one to the face, Mr. No Name? I will KILL you. It may take time, but I will. Good night, dear. Keep talking with me, FAGGOT, and I will have your head on the table for dinner or show your face in reach of my swing, and we can have a little tea party date. You down? Because I will rip your face off your skull. You keep effing with me with my bare hands, too. And then we shall see who has the big DICK left, all right? Good day, sir. Or bitch as NIGGA. F off. Deal? We cool? I'll still pay nothing back for your time and efforts. Still wish no sign, PUSSY. I'm sorry, can you write that in a coherent English? I love how they reply. You ain't never heard of child or KILLED to child, but you're going to threaten to KILL me? That's who Brandon is. I'm just confused. Why are we blaming these two people who have already talked to the police? The police know where they are. If the dog hit, it would be able to get their DNA too. I'm so confused. We're focusing on all of the suspects, not just the two. We're focusing on all of the suspects, but two of them are currently in jail. Stacey's in jail, Sarah's in prison. And I'm focusing on each and every one of them. I like to do individual lives on each individual suspect, go through their lives, see who they are, try to paint a picture of their character to let people know who they are, if they're criminal or not criminal, to see who they are as human beings, because it's important to do that. He did. He showed a different side of himself on JLR. Then seeing this, he's a lot like Stacey. Exactly. That's what I thought after, and yeah, they keep changing stories. That's exactly what I thought, After I saw these messages, I'm just like, oh, wow, okay, so Brandon can be that way too. Well, nobody is charged with anything right now because indictments haven't went out because they're still collecting all the evidence that they need in Michael's case. Okay, what other questions we got in here? I thought that Brandon and Adrian were not suspects. Why would they be? Bring them in if they were wanted, because JD says he knows exactly where they are. Doesn't make sense. Have you been watching the case? I'm just wondering, because it seems to me like maybe you haven't been following the case well. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but all four of them are suspects, and they've all put themselves in a position, holes. Sorry. Time out. See you later. Ain't got time for that biatch. Ain't got time for it. I'm just looking through comments, people. My mods are awesome. Everybody in here is awesome. I appreciate you guys all being here. Nobody's been cleared. As of January 10th, 2025, all four suspects are still suspects. JD Huff put that out there. So, nobody's been cleared. JD Huff even thinks that maybe there's other people out there. Yes, Stacey and Sarah are far from being cleared. They are still suspects along with Brandon and Adrian. That was also inside the news conference. All four suspects still remain suspects. Just because they're not arrested right now doesn't mean they're not suspects. Thank you, Leo, so much. I appreciate you. Yep, the investigation is still open and active for all suspects. This case is not a cold case. They are still getting tips. They are still searching for Michael. Divers were just searching for Michael. I know of one tip in particular that came in right after I made my TikTok the other night. I can't give any more information other than that information was turned into Fruitland, and let me tell you, it was a good tip, okay? So tips are still coming in. I know that for a fact. That's not hearing it from law enforcement. That's a fact. I immediately turned that information in. And when I mean tip, I mean good tip. I mean like pictures, everything. That's about as far as I'm going to go with this. Okay? But there was a tip. Yeah. Tick, tick, tick. Time is running out. Fruitland is going to get this right. They are getting all their ducks in a row, and they don't want a Casey Anthony verdict. That's absolutely right, Robin. 100%. And you can move forward. Sorry. In a no body case. You can. And when DAs actually have the balls to move forward with a no body case, the prosecution rate is actually pretty high. And I'm learning this because of working in the Kyron Horman case. And he's been missing for 14 years. Exactly. Purple Hearts. You don't indict or arrest a suspect until the detectives are 100% confident they have all of the evidence for a solid conviction. They only have so many days. Thank you, Yaya. Yeah, I already timed out. Somebody I was tired of hearing it. Yep, they only have one chance to get it right, so they might as well, do everything they possibly can to make sure that their case is a solid case. Randy is going through so much. We just want justice for Michael. All right? For her, she made herself deathly ill because her son was abducted. And she doesn't have the answers. She is sick because she couldn't hold down food. And a lot of other things, it just made her physically sick to not know where her son was, to not know what happened to her son. And there are suspects out there that know where he is, and all they got to do is talk. That's it. Be the first one to give up some information. Yeah, it is 7:47 my time. Yeah, they have all kinds of sketchy people around them. The next door neighbor, Carson Stockey, is an RSO. So is his wife, and so is Carson's brother. Yep, truth is starting to come out. We need a real tip. That one real tip, break the case wide open. You could be Monkey's hero. Even in Carson Starkey's interview with JLR, he states that the scent dogs the first week that Michael was abducted went to Stacey and Sarah's front door. Yep. Just reading comments. I wonder if Tina will see this video and do the right thing. I hope so. Brennan's mom knows something, in my opinion, assisted in the cover-up. They are all being watched. We'll get justice. Yeah, I think Tina Mariel's covering up something, whether even if Brandon broke down to her and told her what happened. The Vaughan family deserves justice. They will bring Michael home 100%. I have no doubt in my mind. I am so sorry that everybody had to watch such a horrific live listening to Stacey. We got somebody here with a question. Let me see. Okay, question. If there was any guilt or Michael was actually there, why wasn't the house room deemed a crime scene then? Who says it wasn't deemed? I'm just saying, like, how do we know that it wasn't deemed a crime scene? They were there digging in that yard for almost 2 weeks. We don't know. We're not privy to that information. There were pieces of evidence taken from the home and taken to find Michael's, to see if they could find Michael's DNA on it in January, February of 2023. There's another neighbor named Adrian that's also an RSO. Well, I found 16 registered sex offenders that are all connected to them. And I could not share my receipts and make those connections because some of it is still being looked at. All right, everybody. I'm tired. I have had a very long, exhausting day. I don't know about you guys, but I wanted to get some sleep tonight because I didn't sleep very good last night. I shed some tears today for BRANDI and the Vaughan family and for Michael Monkey Vaughan. If you have any information about where Monkey is, please call 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. No tip is too small. There's a reward over $52,000. We just need that one tip to come in, start putting people away, or we need one of these suspects, Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Brandon Shirtliff, or Adrian Lucian, to come forward and tell us where Michael is. Give out the information that's needed to find him, please. This family needs help. BRANDI's sick. She just needs some peace. That family has gone through enough, and now they're going through even more with BRANDI being ill. It is so, so sad. Please pray for the family. Michael deserves justice, and the Vaughan family deserves peace. Please pray for Monkey. Please pray for the family. Please pray that law enforcement will get that tip. Pray that someone will call in a tip. All we can do is pray and hope that the information that's been put out there within the last couple of days will help this case, will help bring people forward. Maybe Stacey talking will make one of the suspects come forward and talk. We already heard Lana say that somebody walked in, one of the suspects walked in to Fruitland and talked to them. I don't know who it was, but if it was one of the suspects, it wasn't Stacey. It wasn't Sarah. Well, they walked into Fruitland. I'm just going to speculate a little bit. Did Stacey say something since he's sitting in jail? I don't know. But somebody came forward, and all we can do is fight. All we can continue to do is be Michael's army. We can continue to be his army. We can continue to do lives for BRANDI, for the family, for Monkey, to put out information. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Please hit the like on the way out. I'm going to end this live with, I keep trying to click on things and it's not working. There you go. It's ticking me off. Okay. Why isn't that working? Hello. There we go. Chat's moving so fast, I can't even click on anybody. Prayers for the Vaughan family. I love working hard, you guys. I love digging deep. If you have any information, you can also email me at missingpnwcrimes@gmail.com. Again, if you have any information that you would like to share with me to put up on a live, or information for me to look into, missingpnwcrimes@gmail. Nope, Brandon did not follow through with his terms of probation, and he has a warrant for his arrest. And they probably do know exactly where he's at, but they're probably watching him to see what he has to say. All I know is I smell some amazing Santa Maria taco meats in this crock pot, and my big guts are eating up my little guts, and I'm hungry. Thank you, Chaos Queen, for putting that up. It's my email. I just made it for the thing, or for the channel. Leo, what local billboards? We got billboards up somewhere? Thank you guys all so much. I'm going to put up a monkey video. And, oh wait, I need to go back over to comments and take Connie down. Again, thank you, mods, for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate everybody that came in tonight. It was a long live, but it was something that needed to go through. If I hear anything else, I'll set up another live. Hit the notification so that you get notifications when I do go live. I've been going pretty spur of the moment here lately. Lana said somebody just commented and said they are going to update local billboards, and BRANDI doesn't know about billboards. Well, if you want to update them, please do so. That'd be amazing. All right. Justice for Michael. We'll never give up. Throw some hearts and prayers and monkeys for the Vaughan family, and I'll see you on the next one. Just need to find that video. Hold on one second. See you next time, everybody. Love you.